All right, I think this meeting is being recorded. Hello, everyone. This is Deepro. If you don't know me, I'm an incoming freshman. I'm a freshman in the University of Michigan studying computer science, a sophomore by credit, but still considered as a freshman. So I am doing this video on Zoom, and that is why the quality is not that great. But I actually do my college application classes and my SAT classes, which are probably the most cheapest classes that you're ever going to find online. The links are going to be in the description below about the particular structure that I follow, the fees, and etc. So if you want to join, please comment down below. Today, this video is going to be very special because I understand that this is, I think, I'm recording this on the 16th of October, which means that in 13 or 14 days, the early action, restrictive early action, early decisions are going to be completely sealed. So please watch this video until the end, because this video is going to help you a lot and clear out all the confusions for the class of 2025 or 2021, however you call it. And I really want you guys to see this before taking any further steps, because this might be clearing out all your confusions. So with no further delay, this is going to be a complete real-time video. So I'm just going to be doing everything on spot. So please bear with me. It's very difficult to write on this particular Zoom board, just because I think I don't have a writing board. It's too expensive for me. So today we are going to be talking about early action, which is EA. We're going to be talking about early decision, which is ED. We're going to be talking about restrictive early actions, regular decisions. I'm sorry, these lines are very crazy. And regular actions. So if you are a high school senior and you are planning to apply to especially the colleges in the US, these are the 5 terms that you have to be affiliated, because these are the ways that you can apply. Early action, early decision, restrictive early action, regular decision, and rolling admissions. Coming to these 3, these are the 3 things that you should be concerned about. Let me just change the color so that it looks it looks shit, but you know. So we're going to be talking about these 3 things: early action, early decision, and restrictive early action. What is the difference between these 3? And then what is a binding and a non-binding type of admission? So let me just write it quickly over here. We're going to be talking about binding. I need to buy a board ASAP. My handwriting is very good, trust me. And we're going to be talking about non-binding. All right. So first, coming to early actions. Some notable colleges that accept early action, probably most of the public colleges of US. This includes the one that I applied to. This includes UMich, Georgia Tech, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, etc. These are the 3 that I applied in. Where UMich was my dream school, Georgia Tech was my dream reach school, and UMBC was, I think, a safety college for me. So these are the early action colleges. For early decision, I never applied early decision, but all the Ivy Leagues, I think, except Yale and Harvard, accepts early decision. So let's just write Columbia. All right. All right, my handwriting is becoming so bad. All right. So let's say Columbia, Brown, Cornell, I think they have early decision. So that is the thing. And in restrictive early action, we have Harvard, Yale, and I think we have Stanford as well, right? HYSS. All right, and all these colleges also have their regular decisions, but for rolling admissions, we don't have these colleges at stake. Rolling admissions are basically for colleges that are basically of mid-tier, or let's say safety colleges in particular that have a comparatively better acceptance rate. So for example, in my case, IIT, not the Indian one, Illinois Institute of Technology had a rolling admission, so I applied to that. So, and regular decisions are for all the other colleges. So what is the basic difference between these following? First, I want to introduce 2 terms, binding and non-binding. You guys might be confused with what these terms mean. So basically, only the early decision is binding, whereas early action is non-binding, restrictive early action is non-binding, regular decision is non-binding, rolling admissions is non-binding. Now, what does this mean? This means that, for example, in December 15th or 16th, you're going to get the result of Columbia, where you applied early decision. If you get in, you have to attend that college. No matter how much scholarship they give you, how much financial aid they give you, whether you like it or not later on, you have to attend Columbia, because you are actually signing a treaty which says that if you get into Columbia or any other college in your early decision, you cannot attend any other college, let alone attend. You cannot apply to any other college in the regular decision, if that would make sense. So the question is, why do people still apply to early decision, whereas comparatively, early action and restrictive early action do not have this binding nature of their application? The simple fact is, some people might have Columbia or Brown as their dream college, Dartmouth as their dream college, Cornell as the dream college, and they have decided for the last 1.5 years or 2 years that no, I will be attending this college. That is why they choose early decision. And why don't they choose early action? For two reasons. Number one, these colleges do not have early action. And number two, it has been said that compared to regular decisions, early decisions and early actions have a way higher acceptance rate. So for example, just out of the blue, just an approximate, I think for Columbia, the early decision acceptance rate is around 20 to 21%, whereas normally it's like 7 or 8%. So that is the reason why a lot of people tend to focus on early decision. But at the same time, if you're applying to early decision, you cannot apply to any other colleges early, because if you get in, then that's a problem, right? So coming to early actions, the good thing about early action is, I remember that there are two different things, early action and restrictive early action. In early action, it's a very open spot. You can apply to as many colleges as possible in their early actions. There's no regulations whatsoever. They actually give you the chance of applying early, getting a result early, fixing your spot for the future. And at the same time, they do not have any boundaries. So you can apply to as many as early actions as possible, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, based on your priorities. Coming to restrictive early action, these are very specific colleges, and I think these are one of the best colleges in the world: Harvard, Yale, Stanford. So they have a very interesting nature, and I still don't know why have they introduced this. Most of the restrictive early action states that if you apply to us, for example, Harvard, Yale, and Stanford, we have to introduce two other points over here. One is public colleges. Oh my God, this is so bad. PUBLIC. Public colleges and private colleges. So it has been stated that if you apply to Harvard, for example, early, restrictive early, you can apply to all the foreign colleges, and you can apply to all the public early action colleges of US, but you cannot apply to any private colleges early action in the US. This might sound a bit confusing, and let me clear this out. I applied to Harvard in its restrictive early action. So as I applied to Harvard in their restrictive early action, look at my other early actions. I applied to UMich, Georgia Tech, and UMBC. Remember, I applied to these early, and this is a very common question that, Dipro, how did you apply to those colleges when you applied early to Harvard? The thing is, these colleges were public, and I can apply to any public colleges early action even when I have the restrictive early action. It's because these are public colleges. I could not have applied to any early action of a private college had I applied to the restrictive early action of Harvard. So I hope that cleared things out. Similarly, for example, if you're applying to Yale in the restrictive early action, you cannot apply to any other private early action colleges of US. In my case, I forgot to mention, I also applied to Hong Kong University early, but that did not also make a problem because that's a foreign college. So unless it's a foreign college or any public college early action, you are fine with any restrictive early actions as well. So that is a great thing. So these were the basic differences between EA, ED, and REA. Talking about the regular decision, I think most of the deadlines are on the 31st of December to the first week of February, although it varies from place to place, state to state, uni to uni. And coming to rolling admissions, this is a very interesting thing. Normally they guarantee you admissions within 6 weeks. Sometimes it's like 2 to 6 weeks of all the documentation submission. This works in a very interesting way. They do not have a deadline. Their deadline is, I think, on the June of the next year. So that's pretty good, right? So these are the 5 main methods that you can apply to colleges. If you actually tell me to choose a very ideal college selection for you, I would suggest you from a personal aspect to not to apply early decision. If you're not 110% pertinacious in your attempt that you will be doing good, you will be getting in, because you only have one shot, and if that goes out, I think it's not worth it. So I would suggest you to apply to 1 restrictive early and other early actions, or like 4 or 5 early actions. If those 5 or 6 colleges in the ED is not your dream college. If it is your dream college, then it's the best to apply early because the acceptance rate is high. So this is it for this video. I'm going to be making videos like this. I hope that my students from the coaching are also watching this till the end. I will be elaborating a lot on my coaching and on my classes regarding different type of colleges and their selections, and which package of college selection would be better for you guys to get into a good college, basically guaranteeing admissions very early. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you have watched this video till the end, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want further classes like this on any type of lectures that you want me to cover up, please let me know. Till then, stay tuned, stay funky, and subscribe to DBL. Cheers.